Ask any critic to tell you the greatest TV show of all time, and The Sopranos would be at the top of almost every list.
Are you in the mafia?
Am I in the what?
Please, Tony.
I'm in the waste management business. There's no mafia.
The series premiered in 1999 and revolved around Tony Soprano, the New Jersey mobster struggling to balance life as a family man and criminal kingpin. Played by the late James Gandolfini, the performance has gone down as one of the best in TV history.
But we are a family. And even in this up day and age, that means something.
Now, almost 15 years after the infamous finale, creator David Chase is taking us back to where it all began with his long-awaited prequel, The Many Saints of Newark.
Pain comes from always wanting things. But what do I know? I'm a murderer.
I sat down with David Chase, Alessandro Nivola, and Michael Gandolfini, who is stepping into the role made famous by his dad.
Hey, Christopher, hello.
Okay, all right.
Like a scam or something.
Some babies, when they come into the world, know all kinds of things from the other side.
Michael, obviously this experience is loaded with all kinds of emotion and pressure for you. How did you deal with that?
My mind sort of like bit off pieces sort of in these biteable chunks. Like, okay, you have the job now, watch the show. So chunk one, watch the show. So I didn't really ever think about the macro or the scale of playing one of the greatest characters of all time, you know, playing my dad's role. And once I kind of created a rapport with the other actors, I really just leaned on them.
Was it difficult for you to watch The Sopranos for the first time?
100%. Seeing my dad so much and kind of being so close to him yet so far away, because, you know, he's not at all Tony Soprano, it's a character. But I mean, as an actor, I have 86 hours of a character in therapy. Like, that is one of the best gifts. I like literally have the insight into his mind and his triggers and all of those things. So I really just treated it like a historical figure.
And please tell me, when you got around to watching it, please tell me you did actually like it.
I love it. I love it. It's incredible.
David, were you aware of the kind of pressure that Michael was under, not only taking on an iconic role, but also his late father's iconic role?
Not aware enough, to be honest with you. Now that it's over and reflecting back on it and people talking about it, I can see what a huge, I don't want to say weight, I don't know what the right word is, how difficult it must have been for him.
The Many Saints of Newark is the first time we see Dickie Moltisanti, a character talked about in the series but not seen until now. He's played by Alessandro Nivola, a role he says will change his life.
Put him on the table. I think I just got this jacket. You know, I try so hard.
Alessandro, tell me what it's like to get a phone call telling you you are the lead role in the prequel of maybe the greatest TV show of all time.
Yeah, it really hit me like a ton of bricks. I was very emotional when I found out, and I was meeting another director for another film, and my phone like started going crazy. I had it turned off, but the lights kept like flashing up at me. And so I told the guy I had to go to the bathroom, and I went to the bathroom, and I looked at my phone, and there were hundreds of messages from my agents to call them, and I called them, and they told me that that they'd offered me the role, and I locked myself in one of the bathroom stalls in the public bathroom there, and just like cried, and people must have thought I was that I'd had a death in the family or something. I was getting a divorce.
That's like a good news Michael Corleone. Instead of going to the toilet to get the gun, you went and got a text message.
Yeah, exactly. There was no gun taped inside the cistern.
I want to go to college. I can't get caught with shit like this.
You take the speakers, right? At the same time, you say to yourself, this is the last time I'm ever going to steal something. It's that simple.
Watching the film as a huge fan, I was immediately transported back into the world of The Sopranos, but it paints some of the characters I've thought I've known so well in a whole new light. David, Star Wars fans often talk about the order in which you should watch all of the films. Now, for the uninitiated, do you suggest watching this movie first, the prequel, and then the series, or go old school and watch the series first?
That's a really interesting question. It would really affect your point of view. I never thought about that. That would be more than this, but a really interesting experiment. If I could blank my mind out and then look at it that way, the prequel and then the show. That's pretty cool.
The ambiguous ending of The Sopranos still gets people fired up around the dinner table, with fans to this day left to debate Tony's fate.
Onion rings. Best in the state, as far as I'm concerned.
What do you think happened to Tony Soprano at the end?
Oh man. I think it's up to everyone's own interpretation. Whichever fate you seem to think is worse or better, you get to pick.
That is a very good answer, Michael, but I'm asking you, what do you think happened to Tony?
I personally think that because of Tony's anxiety, I think it's a worse fate to have to live looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life. And I think the anxiety felt in that final scene is something he's going to have to live with forever. And I think that he made his bed, and that's what he ends up with.
That's a good answer. I love being back in that world. The Many Saints of Newark hits cinemas November 4th. Check it out.
So alike. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible.
What a great role for
Great
him to play.
performance, though.